Hello, all of you beautiful souls. This is your favorite quirky instructor here, Ash, aka Candy. I've been going by Candy more nowadays. It is my chosen name, and so I have been preferring to go by Candy more now. But if you have known me as Ash or Ashley, feel free to call me that as well. Yeah, that's a whole story for another time. I can explain why my chosen name is Candy. But I am here in this video to talk about mental health, because all of us, or most of us at least, know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And well, now we're on the last day of May. It's May 31st. And well, even though it's the last day of May, that does not mean you stop caring about your mental health, right? It's super important as we go forward to give our mental health the attention that it needs. It should be a topic all the time, every day. It should be in schools, in my opinion. Okay, so how to take care of your mental health. Tip number one, I'm actually going in the reverse of my post that I made. I'm going to start with laugh, okay? Laugh, 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 laugh. It's so important because you just gotta be silly. You gotta release your inner child. Seriously though, you know that phrase when they say laughter is medicine, right? It's so true, because if you don't laugh at least once a day, you know, what is really happening in your day? Staying so serious. And you know, life is serious. Life has a lot of crazy things going on, but you know, you have to allow yourself to feel joy, or at least if it's not coming naturally to you in your current state or environment, seek it out, you know? My grandmother used to always say that she looked up that it was healthy to laugh every single day. So she would just start like cracking up when she would tell me and my sister that. And so she would always start just laughing, and just as soon as she would say it, and we were just looking at each other like, what? This lady, she crazy. But no, she had a very true point to that, and she had the right mind about it. You need to like really be able to see the silver lining with the shit shows in life, right? Who doesn't love to laugh? So you can go look up maybe a comedy show. If you have a little money to splurge for yourself, you know, do it in a way that's gonna be able to take care of you. So maybe go out and see a comedy show if you've never done that before. You can even just watch a comedy movie, a comedy TV show, a show that used to make you laugh, you know? Something that you always thought was silly. Make yourself laugh. Laugh at some things that you do, you know? It's important not to take life so seriously, okay? So invest your time into that at least once a day, you know? Try to find the joys in your daily experience, even if you're not getting it as naturally. Even laugh about the annoying things. Some road rage, you know, laugh. After you get angry at someone for cutting you off on the road, you know what? Just laugh at it. Laugh at them for being so much in a rush. They think that cutting you off is going to get them that much faster to where they have to go. Tip number two would be to either do a hobby that you already like or learn a new skill. Okay, this is, of course, all my tips are important, but this is super important because in this day and age, a lot of people we're always like on the go, and I live on the East Coast, so you know, a lot of people on the East Coast, New York, whatever, like we're just on from point A to point B. We're always just trying to, you know, make ends meet. But honestly, if you're just only focusing on what you have to do, you are going to be stressing yourself out. You're going to be impacting your mental health. If you have a job or a career that's already, well, down the path of what you used to do as a hobby, then that's amazing. That's great. Keep doing that, and I hope that your heart is fulfilled. But if not, try to find a way to incorporate some hobby or skill set that you can learn into your day as well, at least once a day. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. You could be doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Start small, you know, and especially in this day and age when we're doing so many different kinds of things, it can feel like there's never time to do what you used to enjoy anymore, or to do something that you've always been looking at, you know, something that you've always been wanting to do. If you just start making the steps, even if you honestly, you can grab a pen and paper, write it down. Literally, I know like making lists sounds annoying, but if you just write down like, you know, how to start the steps of what you want to do, then that's already you taking action toward that. But if there's something that you can do that's quick, you know, like say like, you know, you have been going through a really hard time, you've been having a hard time coping, you can easily do something that you used to before. If you like sports, play basketball. If you like drawing, you can draw, knitting, you know, like do something where you really will enjoy it. Even playing video games, you know, like if it's something that will be able to spark your creativity and help you feel like your best self and not just be a distraction, from the things that are roadblocks in your life or stressing you out, then, you know, you want to do something that helps you grow. So as long as you're able to do something like that, like you will feel the inner child in you expand, and you'll feel your confidence and like investing into you. That's self-care that you're doing when you invest into a hobby, okay? All right, tip number 3 on how to take care of your mental health is, boom, you guessed it, diet. So everyone hears this all the time, right? It's annoying, like, my diet. But no, seriously, you guys, that doesn't mean, okay, ditch eating your favorite ice cream, never eat your, I don't know, cake again. What it simply means is really honestly getting into a routine of having a healthy diet. Like just generally, you know, you can eat dessert maybe once a night, but like, you know, are you also getting the nutrients and food that you need to have as well throughout the day? You know, and that's super important because that will impact your mental health. The body is linked to our mind as well. This is our whole vessel, right? So if you take care of one thing, you'll be taking care of the other, and vice versa. So, you know, if you at least get the nutrients you need every day, you know, even if it's just one serving of vegetables. Some people don't even have one serving of vegetables a day. You know, try to have like one serving of fruits and veggies a day. It literally could just be as simple as like making a smoothie with frozen fruit, frozen veggies, and you know, you'll be able to notice the difference in your body and how it feels. Aside from that, eating foods with fibers. Definitely eat foods with fibers, oatmeal, you know, all that good stuff. Wheat bread rather than white bread, right? Like, so if you just get those valuable nutrients in, you'll just even start noticing your mood feeling better. And it also links to confidence as well, because you are treating yourself right. You're giving yourself self-love and self-care. You're doing what you know is important, right? And I know it can be hard to start, but I at least want to give that tip out there just to remind people, hey, you gotta do that. You gotta do that work, even if it's like one meal a day. It's the healthiest, all right? So make little steps. Tip number 4 on how to take care of your mental health is linked with the last one, and it is to exercise weekly. And I know it sounds dreadful for a lot of people, or maybe, you know, as soon as I said exercise weekly, you felt disappointment in yourself. Maybe you've been on and off, but you know, that's okay. You're human. And I think one of the first things to do when you realize you know that you need to exercise weekly, is just to have awareness over that, you know, just to be aware and say like, okay, yeah, I have been having a hard time with that. That's the first step, right? And then, you know, actually think of like what that means for you, like what exercising means for you. And if it ends up becoming something that's stressful in your mind, something that you're making yourself do like a chore, then you need to do something about that to alter that. Exercise doesn't have to just be lifting weights. You don't have to be some bodybuilder with all the muscles in the world. You literally just have to move. So if you honestly like dancing, maybe do a Zumba class. Maybe if you don't have money for a Zumba class to have that personal experience with, you know, other people, group camaraderie, then you can just do Zumba on YouTube, right? So there's a lot of options, especially these days with the internet. There can be a lot of toxic things on the internet, but there's also a lot of helpful things. So, you know, look up definitely just look up like what you can do. If like you like, I don't know, you like skateboarding, but like, you know, you want to do it with people, try to find a community on Facebook, you know. And definitely there's a lot of things you can do for exercising that's not just cardio, running on a treadmill. You know, you can dance, you can roller skate. There's a lot of different ideas, you know. You can literally simply just go walking, go hiking, look at nature. Okay, so I'm super excited to hear what people would like. Maybe put in the comments like, you know, what activities do you like doing where your body is actually physically involved, you know. And so I used to love video games. Okay, that doesn't count as exercise, not hand exercises. So, you know, that will not count. That does not burn calories. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe share what you know, some ideas you have for yourself, what you have been wanting to do but you haven't done yet. All right, tip number 5 on how to take care of your mental health. Tip number 5 is something I could talk about for hours, but I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet and simple for the purposes of Instagram. And so tip number 5 is meditation. Meditating will help you and your mental health so much, so much, and I cannot stress that even further. One thing I will say for sure is that you do not have to be religious. You do not even have to be spiritual. You just have to be a being that lives and breathes, okay? So that's simply it, right? Like, what's so hard about doing it? Like, you know, why does not a lot of people do it? Well, a lot of people like to make up excuses. There's so many different myths on why someone won't meditate. We think we don't have a lot of time. That's a common thing. You know, and I'm definitely going to go on more about this like in a separate video, but if you can find a way to meditate, all I will say is like you can try 5 minutes in the morning. Make it a ritual for yourself, right? So make it a ritual. Just 5 minutes in the morning is all you honestly even really need to do, at least to get started. And I'm actually thinking to make a course where, you know, I can help people get into meditating frequently, and it will be a huge asset into their life. So it's something to look forward to. Think about it. See what you can do. 5 minutes before bed, 5 minutes in the morning, whatever is easiest for you. It could be in the middle of the day if you know, as long as you get it in there. If you meditate daily, it really will. Number 6 to how to take care of your mental health is, I know this sounds simple, but try talking to someone that you know, that you feel close to, or even an acquaintance. Someone that you feel comfortable enough to, that you think will actually truly care what you're saying and will have substance. And that means they'll be able to give you input, if you would like, you know, like they'll be able to really digest what you're saying and be encouraging for you. So that sounds simple, right? Like, oh yeah, obviously talk to someone, but that's actually sort of, you know, the issue with mental health. People don't really feel vulnerable enough to talk to others. Realizing how much, you know, that matters, how much that has impacted our lives in a way that we don't do it as often. We sort of just keep everything bottled up, like, oh, we have to stay strong, you know, like we just gotta like persevere through it. That's something that has been taught down from generations, from a lot of parents of millennials. I'm on the border of Millennial X or something, Gen Y, one of those. I'm technically a millennial, and if you can find someone, I know for me throughout high school, my one best friend, she always was there for me as a support system, even though she was going through her own shit, you know. So I mean, you know, not saying you should give all your baggage to someone. You should be doing what you can for yourself, but if anything, it at least helps to talk about it, to vocalize it, just to let it out. Even if you're venting and you're not getting advice and you don't want advice, you just let it out, you know, let someone know, hey, I just need to vent. Okay, and last but not least, tip number 7 on how to take care of your mental health is also another tip that sounds obvious. Drum roll, please. And it is go seek professional help, okay? It sounds like, I feel like sometimes it still sounds like, oh my gosh, that means I'm crazy, you know? Like a lot of people still believe that, to think that, okay, professional help? I don't need professional help. But the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, if we're stressed, chronically stressed a lot of the time in our life, and we don't see progress on like the changes of that, and we feel lost sometimes, and I mean, that's normal, you know, we're human, but that's often a good indicator that, you know, we're not as aware of our own mental state in our mind, you know. And I think why this is such an important tip is because for me, I was going to therapy for months, years. Definitely without it, I don't know where I would be, what I would be doing. And then even aside from that, adding on to that, I got a psychological evaluation because one therapist I had recommended I get tested for ADHD. And I will say, if she did not suggest that, I would have never known I had ADHD. If I didn't get tested, I wouldn't have known like what type of ADHD I had, you know. And so I wouldn't have known like how that impacted my life. And even once I got diagnosed, it took me a while. It took me a while to really like realize what that meant for my life. And so if you can honestly focus hugely on your mind and like getting that help in general to see like, okay, what's going on, you know, then honestly, like you just will like feel like you have an understanding of like why things have happened in your life, and like where the path is now for you to like go, you know. Things can just become easier once you actually understand your mind. Like your mindset is everything. So just really let that soak in for a second, you know. Like your mind is a huge determiner, a huge factor in like how your life progresses, right? So if you can take care of your mind, then your life also will easily just feel set too in its own way. Like you could just know the answers to like different situations and challenges in your life. And so I know the biggest thing is that mental health is it can be expensive and unattainable for a lot of people. It's not as accessible. And I was in the same kind of position for a long time. Like I've been to therapist. I was out of therapy for like so and so amount of months at times because I couldn't afford it. But you know, like if you can have the willpower, and even, you know, with tip number 6, right, talking to someone, if you can have someone even help you like maybe an hour or 2 a week, you know, whatever, then maybe you guys can help you search for a therapist together, you know. Try to be open to those ideas and, you know, allow yourself to realize you deserve the best. So putting focus on that will get you faster to like where you want to be mentally and physically. And you don't want to just distract yourself because it's gonna only be short-term happiness if you have other stuff you're dealing with on the inside, okay? So I love you all. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope this helped give a little more details. And if you missed the other post I made, then hopefully this came across a little bit better to you. This would come across better to you than seeing the post. So hope it helps, and I'm looking forward to seeing or to share more with you all soon. I hope to have a course come out, so we'll see about that. Okay, love you all. Bye.